At Orchids, the international school, our pursuit of excellence transcends mere academic achievement. We delve deeper, seeking to unlock the full potential within each child. Our meticulously crafted curriculum goes beyond the confines of textbooks, fostering holistic growth through a multifaceted approach. Embrace the transformative power of education. Join us on a quest to discover the hidden genius within every student. Witness the blossoming of minds and forging of futures. Orchids, the International School.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Shaping Minds, a conversation with Orchids educators. So, today we have Dr. Vedavati B.A., who has been in the education industry for about 20 odd years. And now we are fortunate to have her as our VP ACADS for our Bangalore zone. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming here, taking time out from your busy schedule and joining us for this session. So, now to the last question of this specific section. Earlier, parents were just okay with once in a while PTA meetings, which happens like once in a quarter, and the regular report cards being sent.
Correct.
But these days, these new age parents, they want to know everything. Matlab, whatever is happening on a daily basis in the class, how my kid is doing, what are the subjects, they want to know everything, what is happening going on in their kid's life. How exactly are we engaging and keeping the parents involved with their what's progress, with their what's lesson plans and everything? Are we doing something on that note?
Yes. See, it's not just PTAs or PTMs, the parents come. We, as I told you, we have a very transparent picture what we are doing. We never try to hide, or when parents come, we never try to post something. They can walk at any point of time. We just allow the parents to enter into the classrooms. We never stop them. Why do we stop them? Because the reason behind, we have no mail policy in the Orchids, so that children will not get disturbed. But if a parent wants to get into and walk into the classroom, we have done it already. Parents can walk in and they just get into the classrooms to see what is happening. We don't change of suddenly what it is. Whatever it is happening, they can see, because we have complete transparent picture. Not only that, we invite parents to see what is happening in the classroom, so that the parent can come and witness what the child has learned. We call every volume, for example, if it is a skating, the child is learning, the parents can come and witness what the child has learned. We have a program known as, Sports Performance Day, SPD. So during that point of time, it's not only the one day, sports day. It is like every volume we call. Okay, 4 to 5 times the parents can come, watch the stage where the child is progressing. It's not just related to sports. It's even for performing arts like music, theater, dance, public speaking. Public speaking, every day they get the videos of how the child is and how the child will progress. They can see the way the child really speaks conveniently in the classroom without any fear. Usually the stage fear is very, very common.
Yes.
So this is rooted out in Orchids through public speaking. So not only that, as I told you, in music, theater, everywhere, the parents are invited to check the progress of the child.
To watch the performance.
Yes.
Nice.
So if that is the case, we would have hidden that. We would have called you only on the PTMs and showcase and do all those stuff. No. The parents can come and check what is happening. Yes, of course, after every assessment, we do invite parents even today to understand the progress of, where the academics, the child, as I told you, ME, NS, how they have moved from NS to ME to EE, and how they have progressed ahead. That will be there always. So we have a couple of staggered way of connecting the parents to the Orchid system
and their curriculum.
Yes.
That's very nice to hear, ma'am.
As a parent, you can come and you can play the instruments. We allow that. The parents can play their bongo. The parents can get into the field, play basketball, football. We allow them to do that. We have seen parents really having joy when they get into these areas.
That's beautiful. So they get to be involved in their kid's life, and it's also proof of what the kid is learning every day. It's proof of the delivery of the curriculum. What are they learning? How are they learning?
True.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So we are at the end of this particular section. Ma'am, now that we have talked extensively about the curriculum, how we are different. You addressed a lot of parental queries as well. Can you share some fantastic tales of student triumphs or accomplishments showcasing the magic of Orchid's educational approach? I'm sure our parents would love to hear these delightful stories.
The list is really humongous because we have 92 branches, 90 plus branches pan India, and we have loads of students who have been really getting into international, national level. Luckily, I have few description of the students which is handy with me, which I can also share it to you. We have children participating in all the areas. We have a child by name Hasini, who has achieved the doctorate, and she's in grade 5.
She's a doctor.
Yes,
at grade
she's
5.
been tagged as Dr. Hasini. Okay, she's in Mahalakshmi Layout branch, and we have students who have actually reached the international, national level taekwondo programs in Sakar Nagar. I have some 4 to 5 kids, so I have it here. Do you want me to read the name of the kids?
Maybe some of them, a few of them.
Yeah, I have few students.
These are little superstars, right? So
Yes,
basically, they
yes,
are superstars
yes.
of Orchids.
We have Sakar Nagar students actually, where they have like Bhargav and Brahmanand and Nihal, Kasini from Jalahalli, then Veer from Jalahalli, and we have Janavi from Vijaynagar and Dharmender, and we have again, Juliet from Elahanka, and Sparsh from Rajaji Nagar. The list is
so these kids have
they have actually
done what?
they have represented Orchids in the international level in area of especially sports and performing arts as well.
okay. So these kids have represented Orchids in which sport?
Taekwondo,
Taekwondo. Okay.
Taekwondo, and swimming, and the other one, yes, even Sparsh is in Taekwondo. So, and we have Vijaynagar. They have in swimming, Taekwondo, and football. These are all the areas.
They have represented an international contest. Wow. I'm just reminded of our previous session with Miss Manjula, when it was asked that why we have different sports, why we are selecting sports. One thing which I remember clearly was, why do we choose certain sports? Because there is a growth path to it. The yardstick is international contest and Olympics. And now just tying it to this one, we already have kids from Orchids representing us in international competition. So that objective, that purpose is, we are already there.
Correct.
Good to know. Great to know, ma'am. Thanks. And with that, we are wrapping up the second act of our conversation. So thank you so much for discussing in depth, in detail about how Orchids puts the student in student-centered approach versus a teacher-centered one. And I'm sure all the parents are very, very glad to have their queries and concerns addressed in the most detailed and meticulous manner as possible. Now this is just a little surprise round. Brace yourself for that. So this is about some little aspects which we want to know about you, from you, during this 20 plus years of experience. And so for the first one, can you walk us through a typical day in the life of a zonal head in VP ACATS in your current position?
I think this is a role where I've been enjoying the most, because the challenges are most. Every day it's a new thing, it's just an exploring every day. Today I can't say, okay, I've completed, the day is done. No, it's not like that. Every day there are lots and lots of challenges. And we never say that the days that we work from 9 to 5 or we work from 8 to 6. No, it's nothing like that. So we start our work sometimes, 1 a.m. a day. Sometimes we start our work. It's like, the work what we get over here is really, really amazing. For example, when we say taking care of these 14 branches, whatever we have it in Bangalore, as a VP ACATS, it's been wonderful. The reason behind, Because, for example, if I settle something in Sakar Nagar, I'll have one more challenge in Rajaji Nagar. If I settle something in Rajaji Nagar, I'll have one more challenge in Vijayanagar. But every day getting into different kind of arena and knowing the methodologies what we really need to use for this kind of system, and make sure that the things run smoothly for the people in the branch, and at the same time making sure that it is completely innovative and creative for the kids, and balancing all these things is very exciting. So somewhere I'm feeling, out of these 25 plus years of my experience, taking as a VP Acads is one of the most cherishing role which I really feel very strongly. This academic implementation, it was really cool, connecting with each and everyone, making sure that the implementation pan India happening, it was super. And when I was in the role of a principal, connecting with the kids, connecting with the teachers, connecting with the admin, so every day different kind of challenges, that was really an excellent one. But now connecting to a group is totally a different experience altogether, wherein we will be able to really connect and make sure what exactly we require for a big system to run smoothly. It's not that we will be superficially doing the things, it is we get into the depth to make sure we get a permanent solution for what we are doing.
Amazing. All right, ma'am, time to spill the tea. So, even with your expertise, which subject or topic makes you break out in a cool sweat? Any shared classroom nightmares which you have?
Yes, I think the subject which I would like to mention is physics.
Okay.
Physics has been nightmare even today. I was teaching chemistry from grade 6 to grade 12, and even for IG. I was tagged as Miss Chemistry, and I used to teach only chemistry throughout.
Miss Chemistry.
That is what they had given it to me when I was teaching chemistry in a previous school. During that point of time, grade 6, I was given physics because it was an ICSE school and I was told to teach physics. And I always used to feel, okay, let me miss this class for any reason. If somebody used to ask me that they want that class to complete the portion, I used to say, hey, please come take 6A, because it was only grade 6A where they had given me physics. So physics is a nightmare. And even when I used to get into the classroom, I used to recall, read all those things the previous night. I used to have only 2 days, and one was Prayoga. I mean, I used to take them to I had created this Prayoga when I was teaching there. So I used to take them to the lab. So out of 3 classes, only 2 classes of physics, those it was on Tuesday and Friday, but my Monday and Thursday, I was supposed to sit in my room and I used to brush up. So that even today, I feel physics is my nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So, you have been in education sector for 20 odd years, and you would have taught and in numerous number of batches, right? A lot of kids would have come. I'm sure you would have encountered your fair share of mischievous little ones. And can you share some amusing anecdotes about some of these antics these troublemakers would have gotten you into?
My troublemakers are the best kids in their life now, and they do remember me even today.
Nice.
See, I
What we are looking for is some tales of mischief and mayhem.
Okay. I can just quote few examples. When I used to teach, I used to wear a sari or a dupatta, and I used to walk. I actually was wearing a dupatta and I used to walk and teach. So I remember even today there were 2 kids, Rishabh and Stotra, who actually tried this on me. They took a pair of scissors and they took my dupatta towards the end. I was standing and teaching. They took it up and they just made sure that they cut it, and it was torn into 2 pieces. And I realized when I went into the staff room. So they did it so beautifully. The art was so good. And after that, when I went into the classroom and when I shouted and when I raised my voice, not even one single kid, said that they would have done. But I had my own, method to just
finding out ways
to bring out of it. And finally, it was they just came and acknowledged. That was one thing. And I have students who actually have, made sure that they have taken the blow out of my tire of my scooty. So that also I had incidents 2 to 3 times. And not only that, I was never sitting in the front table or the chair, whatever it was allotted to me, because I always used to sit next to the kids and used to teach them and make sure that if they have any doubts, stand there. And I had one place where I always used to go and, just take a support and stand. So my kids know about it, and they had made sure that they bought a chewing gum and they had pasted there.
Oh my God!
And
Like how
when
you see
yes, yes,
movies.
And when I went there and I was not able to, easily come back, and I was wearing a silk sari, and that sari actually had a hole because of that. I was supposed to pull that and I was not able to remove it, and so these were few of the cases where I really feel now, if I just look back, this I can never forget. And these are the kids who actually wish me every time. They are in touch with me. I remember even today I was just going to a temple, Ganesha temple near my home. I was just walking through, and I got out from my car and I was just walking through. A guy in a bike comes very fast and just stands in front of me. I got annoyed and I just was about to scold or hit him. In fact, he just removes his helmet and he tells me, "Ma'am, you remember me?" So I was shocked. I said, "No, I don't remember you." And he said, "Ma'am, I'm Pawan. You had taught me in grade 8. You had taught me chemistry, and you had taught me in grade 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is how children are. They connect with me, but I was able to connect them later. So even just few days before, when I just went to this BDA complex in Banishankari, usually I have a walk with my daughter sometimes. So there also I met few of my ex-students. So my daughter always says the same, "Ma'am, wherever you go, wherever we go, you will have your set of students coming and talking to you." So children are always connected to us, and the children who really are notorious are the one who connect with me. And especially on Teachers Day, I feel very elated and happy, because more than my birthday, the wishes will be more on the Teachers Day. So that's how it is. Even today, I enjoy the Teachers Day like that, because when my daughter knows that I enjoy my Teachers Day so much, she gives me gift only on Teachers Day rather than my birthday.
Oh.
That's how my Teachers Day is. So I remember Darshan and Deepak. There are loads and loads of students who are connected with me even today, and they are CEO. Alan is the CEO of the company who is really doing well now. So he was my student. And I had students like, who really had issues of physically challenging, mentally challenging. I had done my NIOS. I've done my NIOS, that is National Institute of Open Schooling course. I know. So I'm teaching. I was teaching chemistry for all age groups. I had set of students who really had this, we call them as SIN students, like especially educational needs students. They all have settled now, so I'm very happy. One is an architect who is really settled now and doing very well. Hemant is one who is actually chemical engineer, and has pursued very well. So we have a couple of students who have just gone through, and these notorious students are the one who always remembers us throughout our life.
Good. If I were you, I would have quit teaching long ago after the chewing gum incident. But good that you kept at it. And these challenges over and above the corporate aspects didn't stop you from that. And imagine you weren't a teacher. What career path would you have chosen instead of that?
Actress.
Actress.
People call me
Nice.
that. I really, gel well with whichever occasion I have, and I can actually situationally I can actually express. And at my home also, if I don't speak, my house will be totally quiet. I'm the only one who speaks at home.
Oh.
So I can set the mood. So that's why people will say that you can gel well in any situation you put. So you would have been an actress. Sometimes they say that you speak so much that you're supposed to be a politician. But for me, I feel I would have been an actor.
Actress. So maybe Bollywood or Sandalwood lost an actor, but we gained an academician. That's
I'm
no
enjoying
problem.
this, because a day of a academician or a teacher is like involved in everything. Like you would be a friend to your kid, you would be a sister, you would be a guide, you would be a philosopher, you would be a mentor. So we play all these roles. So teacher is basically a bundle of all these roles, so which I'm playing exclusively. So it's just, we name it as a teacher, but teacher is also an actor, because she gives each and everything. See, sometimes we have to be with the kids If we actually raise our voice, I think probably they never come to us. So we will be a friend, but they know that we are firm. So sometimes I make sure that I'm firm like father. I give them some care. That's the reason they come to me. So I am a mother to them. At the same time, they share everything to me as a pure, and they follow me as an inspiration. I mean, I might inspire few students. So sometimes they look at me as a role model. So we play all different roles for a kid. They can come and share and they can play with me. So that's why they feel that, a sibling is also shown. So we can see as a teacher, we completely involve ourselves into this.
Now, one last question. You have worked 20 odd or 30 odd years in the education sector. And Orchids, you have been working for quite some time, and you worked in other schools as well. After you joined Orchids, you've been there for a while. How exactly do you see your experience in Orchids vis-a-vis all the other schools or educational institutions in multiple roles?
There are two things. One, what I would like to say is the vision and the mission, whatever we have, and what exactly is needed for a society, or what Orchids needs. They don't think now. We think later, like in future, after 15 years, what is really needed. See, when I just started, whatever the labs, whatever the opportunities, whatever the areas which we were giving it to the students, was given to the Orchidian 10 years before only. But now, whatever the innovation and imagination hubs we have, that probably all the other schools might get in another 10 years, but we are giving it right now. So whatever is needed post 10 years, yes, they just give it right away now. And similarly, you have so much for the kid over here. I think probably whatever we did it for a couple of minutes or hours now is not sufficient to explain. So I've been for these many years, the amount and what we give it is more of child centric. It is more of what a child really needs. Always we think what innovative can we give it to a child? What innovative methodologies we can give it to our kids? So that is what we keep looking into. Whenever I speak to my KP Arvind sir, he always says the same thing. What innovation we have. He always thinks, his vision is always like this. What happens after 10 years? What we have to really give it to the kids? In what way we need to make sure the kids will get something new? So anything, as I told you, repetitive is boring. Yeah. So none of the sessions are boring. Whatever I did last year and whatever I'm doing this year is drastic change. So, and I can see that, kids are enjoying because they're getting everything new. It's not the same thing. As I told you, the Orchids teaching way. So we innovate one thing. So next year we give one more thing. So we have TOTW part 2. So we give that to the teachers and the kids. So every day there is a challenge, and every day there is something new which we are giving in Orchids. That way I feel you have variety, you have innovation, you have creativity, you have a complete mission, what you really need in Orchids. This is the best year I feel, which I'm really encouraging.
You would qualify this as the best year of your career to date.
And also our KPs encourage us, whatever the creativity we have. They bring in, they never actually hesitate to use that creativity. Whether it is in terms of, they have to think in all the terms, but they encourage us to get into that. See, whatever, as an educator, whatever I used to feel, I have to bring in some innovation. I have to bring in into the classrooms. I have to bring in that encouragement. I got it when I came to Orchids. So I feel they are very excellent and they are masters in doing this. So in Orchids, I've seen the kids what they get is nowhere they would get, even if they pay lakhs and lakhs.
It's unparalleled.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights with us. Yes, your passion for education is truly inspiring, truly admirable. I wonder, when we all were kids, we had an institute like Orchids where we could have gone, then things would have been totally different. Much different than it is. Thank you so much for taking time out to have this session with us. And thanks a lot. For everyone, thank you so much for watching the next episode of Shaping Minds. And that's Dr. Vedavati BA who was with us. So we don't have just teachers who can teach and who can inspire. We have passionate educators and academicians like Dr. Vedavati BA who have here leading us and leading the complete academic curriculum for all of you. Stay tuned for the next one.